I think I read a slight spoiler for Red's route, but it sounded more like something that in general happens on his route, so it probably isn't as big as a spoiler as I thought it might be. So let's ignore it until we actually get to Red's route. Also, I changed the recording settings a little bit because with the previous videos, the text didn't look quite as crisp as I wanted it to. But let's continue with Arc 1 and hopefully get onto Lance's path finally. Today, as usual, Yuri begged for me to take the cab with him, but I succeeded in losing him and went to school. The bus is genuinely hell, but I can't just take the cab when all the others except Yuri have to get on the bus.
유리는 왜 자꾸 마스터를 택시에 태우려고 하는 걸까요?
Careful of the name. I don't know. He's so persistent. Is there a need to insist like that?
그 스마트폰이란 건 언제 사주는 걸까요?
Oh, right. Yuri still hasn't bought them? For now, I was the only one using the smartphone Yuri bought. I told him for sure I wouldn't use it if he didn't buy one for everyone else. I should tell him this is clearly a breach of contract. Considering at best this would be considered a verbal contract, which isn't all that working with weight in court. It's not that big of a threat, Eri.
화상 채팅 하고 싶어요.
He'll get you one soon. I should confront Yuri when I see him today. I felt bad to use the good stuff by myself. I think it'd be okay to urge him a bit since his first payday seems to be coming soon. I think Yuri has a lot of extra income other than his salary anyway. What? What's up, Yeonho?
아, 방금 소리를 들어서요.
What?
고양이요.
A cat? You just heard a cat?
아, 버스 놓치겠어요. 얼른 가요.
Yeonho grabbed my clothes and said that. We really should run. Wouldn't the people on the bus see that and wonder about it? Today's classes are almost finished.
아, 맞다. 너희들 부활동 뭐 할지 정했어?
Soy was facing Lance and Yeonho with a curious face. Soy used to use me to catch glimpses of the Hot Five, but now she seems to be quite close to them.
혹시 아직 안 정했으면 말이야.
관심 없습니다.
I thought they became pretty close, but Lance still interrupts and ignores her. How can he interrupt her and ignore her at the same time? I can almost feel his coldness from over here.
그래? 알았어. 그럼 연호는 뭐 할지 정했어?
아, 아니요. 저는 아직 어떤 부가 있는지 몰라서요.
짜잔! 그럴 줄 알고 뽑아왔지. 우리 아카데미 동아리 리스트야.
Soy handed Yeonho and Yeonho and me, actually, this is an occurrence where it's me, because you are indirectly talking about yourself. That's mostly the main idea behind when to use me and I. Like, this is a picture of me. You're indirectly talking about yourself, so it makes sense to use me and not I. Anyway, Soy handed Yeonho and me each a thick batch of papers.
아, 감사합니다.
What? Why to me?
너 징검다리야. 네 옆에 얼음 씨한테 대신 전해줘. 내가 줬다간 바로 버릴 것 같은 불길한 예감이 들어서 말이야.
So I'm just the delivery girl, okay.
설마 네가 줘도 버리려나? 아, 너도 나랑 같은 취급을 받는 처지라면 할 수 없고.
Is she trying to provoke him? Ice Lance over there wouldn't care. Lance, take this. Lance glared at the papers in my hands for a moment. Then he sighed slightly and took it. Huh? he took it. I was
역시.
surprised. And the goddamn mouse is bugging me again.
정말 많네요.
그렇지? 이 근처에 있는 교육기관이라고는 우리 아카데미뿐이라서 정부 지원을 많이 받는다고 하더라. 그래서 그걸 노리고 이런저런 유령 부서들이 생기다 보니 이렇게 많아진 거래.
Exactly how long would such an exploitation actually work? I mean, there are only so many clubs one can do before the government asks, hey, why do you have so many clubs, and aren't some of them kind of similar?
그 중에서 활동다운 활동을 하고 있는 분은 여기 앞에 별 표시가 있는 17개가 전부야. 나머지는 앞서 말했듯이 이름만 올려놓은 유령부야.
Yeah, my question still stands.
매년 활동비나 타먹으면서 탱자탱자 노는 건 공공연한 비밀이지. 참고로 난 그렇게 탱자탱자 놀고 먹는 부서 중 하나인 학생회에 속해 있지.
The student government plays around? I thought you were busy with school events.
1년 중에 잠깐만 바빠. 선도부원들은 항상 바쁘지. 나머지 부원들은 맨날 노는걸. 요즘 학생회실에서는 뭘 하는 줄 알아? 매일매일 알까기 시합만 한다니까.
Sounds fun?
그런데 회장이 부회장을 연속으로 이겨서 그런지 분위기가 별로야.
He doesn't look that way. Surprising. Of course, it's not good to judge someone by their looks.
이 아카데미엔 겉만 멀쩡하고 이상한 사람 많잖아. 친구, 잠시 이리 와보게나.
What?
부탁이 있어. 저 아이스 프린스가 학생회 들어올 수 있게 말 좀 잘해줘.
You can ask him yourself.
방금 프린트물 받는 거 못 봤어? 내가 줬으면 거들떠도 안 봤을걸? 아무튼 너한테는 좀 덜 차가운 것 같단 말이야.
He is definitely less indifferent to me than to the other kids. But that's not because I'm somehow more special to Lance. It's probably because I see him every day at home and he's more used to me.
아이스 프린스는 학생회에 꼭 필요한 인재야. 새로 들어온 선도부원이 일이 많다고 나가버렸거든. 그런데 그 일을 아이스 프린스는 아주 잘할 것 같단 말이지.
I agree that Lance would be good in the student government.
그리고 아이스 프린스만 온다면 학생회에 꽃이 피겠지. 차가운 얼음꽃이 필 거야.
It'd be better to ignore Soy's last words. Well, then what should I do? It's kind of obvious which one goes for Lance's route, right? Hey, I really think he'll do well as a discipline guide. Not just because Soy pushed me, I really do think so. Lance is really straight-edged anyway. It's just my personal opinion, but I think he'll be good in the student government. Lance stares at me, asking me with his eyes what the hell I'm talking about. Of course, even I think it's a sudden question. I mean, of course, it's your choice to join or not. I felt a bit embarrassed to see him look at me so coldly.
개인적인 생각이라는 것이 무슨 뜻입니까?
Huh? Oh, I was just saying that's what I think.
무슨 근거로 하는 말이죠?
On what basis? I felt helpless at Lance asking me the reason behind a subjective thought. Well, he is a doll, so an opinion is an opinion. Period. There's not much to explain. But Lance could barely be persuaded by a rational explanation. The characteristics I noticed in your personality is that you treat everyone the same, and that's useful for a discipline guide who has to push the rules on everyone. And I think you'll do your best even at the difficult tasks. You always manage to finish the work that's been given to you on time. So that's why I think it suits you better than anyone else. I was starting to feel a bit agitated when he opened his mouth.
당신이 그렇게 말한다면 그럴 수도 있겠군요.
Yeah, saying that you're pretty stiff, so to say, is a compliment. But sure. Does he mean he'll think about it? I'd be really glad if he took up my suggestion and joined the student government. I felt my heart beat fast at thinking he felt my sincerity. Yeah, you look great at it. Does that mean Soy and Lance are in the same group? To be honest, it does worry me. Is there a club you like?
네, 찾은 것 같아요.
And we get no real indication for that. I have no idea why the last class has to be music. Well, as my mother said, better than French love poetry as the last class on Friday. Apparently that was a very, very boring class in general. So, you know...
다들 느껴지나? 이 부분에서 내뿜는 아름다운 정열 말이야.
느껴집니다.
If I take this class too seriously, I think I'll go nuts. To refresh my mind, I turn my gaze to the view outside the window. I see Yeonho next to me staring out the window too. Why is he, though? I looked carefully and noticed he wasn't just staring blankly towards the window. Instead, it looked like he was searching for something outside.
자, 그리고 클라이막스는 바로 여기다. 이 부분은 연주자마다 특색 있게 해석하는 부분이기도 하다. 난 부드럽게 들어가다 예고 없이 거칠게 들어가는 것을 선호하는 편이지.
Brannigan's law is like Brannigan's love. Hard and fast!
물론 다양한 스타일이 가능하다는 것이 나의 장점이기도 하지.
If my ears aren't wrong, today's class seems to be more confusing than usual. I was swept by a strong urge to run out of the classroom. Screaming? Or just leaving? What's wrong with him? Maybe he's noticed what you want to do and is doing it? Yeonho? Yeonho stormed out of the classroom without a moment of hesitation. What's happening?
이런 수업을 듣느니 차라리 뛰쳐나가고 말겠다는 의지로군요.
Yes.
내 가르침의 위대함을 모르는 체리보이들에게는 나의 수업이 버거울 테지.
유리 선생님의 가르침을 듣고 깨달음을 얻어 뛰쳐나간 것일 수도 있죠.
역시 반장이군.
I have no idea when they hit it off and became a couple. But more importantly, Lance and Yori didn't seem to care, but I was worried about Yeonho. Why did he suddenly run out? I thought he would return soon, but he didn't come back even after school ended and everyone cleaned the classroom. As all the kids started to head out, I got more nervous.
병아리는 아직도 안 오네?
집에 간 걸지도 몰라.
Maybe.
이상하네. 병아리는 수업도 잘 듣고 졸지도 않잖아. 갑자기 왜 그런 거야?
Really, the normal Yeonho would never have done that. I couldn't come up with a reason, no matter how hard I thought. Why did they suddenly burst out without a single word? Was he sick? This morning, too, he stopped and turned around saying he heard a cat. What if he really started hearing things because he's sick? He's not...
어머!
What if he turned back into a doll? He hasn't been turned into a doll, has he? Has he?
너 괜찮아?
I have to find him.
우리도 같이 한번...
No, I have to find him.
제 괜찮은 거야? 따라 나가볼까?
제가 따라 나가겠습니다.
우리도 도울 수 있어.
도움은 필요 없습니다. 나쁜 일이 생겼을 수도 있으니까요.
그렇다면 더 도와줘야 하는 거 아니야?
아무튼 따라오지 마십시오. 제가 알아서 하겠습니다.
I walked peering around every corner of the building. I felt like if I don't find Yeonho now, my worst nightmare would come true. I have to meet him. I couldn't bear to not witness Yeonho breathing and moving with my own eyes. I have to find Yeonho.
테이, 내일 봐! 내일 또 놀자! 너무 좋아. 집에 가고 싶지 않아.
야, 히로인! 지금 끝난 거야?
Red!
너 아파? 괜찮은 거야?
Before that,
아침에 그 쌩쌩한 모습은 어디 갔어? 자, 이거 줄 테니까 기운 내.
huh?
초코 과자야. 저번에 네가 물어봤던 그 과자 있지? 애들 말로는 그거 요즘 없어서 못 사 먹는 거래.
잠깐. 너 괜찮아?
As soon as Red finished talking, Tay came right beside me and looked at me. Help. Help me. Yeonho's missing.
뭐?
옐로우가?
멋대로 혼자 뛰쳐나가면 어떡합니까?
Lance. Did he come looking for me? Although I thought Lance would never do that, I was relieved to see him right in front of my eyes.
옐로우가 사줬다니. 총사령관, 악당이 잡아간 거면 어떡하지?
진정해. 일단 그리 멀리 가지는 못했을 거야. 언제 없어진 거야?
About 2 hours ago. It was during class and he just ran out.
다들 흩어져서 찾아보자. 유리한테는 건물 안쪽을 맡아달라고 할 테니 란스는 이 근처를 둘러봐줘. 나와 레드는 이 근방에서 연호를 본 사람이 있는지 수소문을 해볼게.
Me too. I'll come with you.
넌 집으로 가 있는 게 좋을 것 같아.
I can't do that. I felt guilty for not taking care of Yeonho more. Please, I hope at least what I fear wasn't happening. I wanted to follow them and help, but Tay told me to go back home.
혹시 연호가 혼자 집으로 돌아올지도 모르잖아. 그 녀석이 돌아오면 누군가는 집에 있어야지.
But
혹시라도 좋지 않은 일이 생겼다면 거기에 너까지 휘말릴 수 있어. 부탁이니까 너는 안전한 곳으로 돌아가서 기다리고 있어.
야, 너 울지 마.
I came back to my senses and realized I was crying. God, so pathetic. I was about to wipe away the tears with my sleeve when a handkerchief suddenly appeared in front of my eyes.
그만 우세요. 당신이 운다고 해서 사라진 연호가 나타나는 것도 아니지 않습니까? 당신은 우리의 주인입니다. 그런 당신이 이렇게 울고만 있으면 당신의 인형인 우리도 어떻게 해야 할지 모르겠단 말입니다. 그리고 연호는 야무진 아이입니다. 그러니
란스 말이 맞아.
Okay, I must have gotten too emotional. Sorry. Let's try to figure this out. I should pull myself together at times like this. Nothing's going to happen just by crying. That is a deeply voiced cat. I heard a tiny cat crying from beneath my legs. Your pussy is talking to you, ha ha. Now I should not make jokes at bigger scenes. Kitty!
이 생물은 뭐야? 이 녀석 뭐야? 우리를 보면서 울고 있는데?
이상하군. 보통 길고양이는 사람을 피하기 마련인데.
My legs tickled a bit. It's not as bad as them, like sniffing your feet. Mine do that. It tickles, to say the least.
아, 방금 소리를 들어서요.
Does this cat have something to do with Yeonho? For some reason, I was thinking about that possibility. You think the cat he heard this morning and the cat found now might be the reason why he's gone? Ah! The cat suddenly turned and ran away. What should I do? Looking around the school gives you Yuri's scene, so we'll follow the cat.
야, 어디가?
My legs started to move first, and then my brain realized that I was running. When I saw the cat cry, I felt he looked similar to Yeonho. Was that the reason? I felt like if I lose the cat, I'll lose Yeonho too. I ran hoping this cat would be the clue that leads me to Yeonho. Fun fact, we do see the cat later, and it looks nothing like Yeonho. I don't know where it came from. I'm too out of breath. Well, I know that if we keep on running, we run into Yeonho, actually. So logic would say that stopping would let Lance catch up to me? So I'm gonna go for that. I leaned against the wall and caught my breath.
당신은 정말 제멋대로입니다. 정말 빨리도 뛰는군요.
Since when did he follow me? Lance,
뭡니까?
look at the cat over there. It was still waiting for me to come, which is weird because if we had kept walking or running, it would have just kept running itself. He's waiting. Let's follow it.
네? 저기...
We're gonna follow that cat, and we're gonna damn well catch up to it. I don't care if you don't want to run. We followed the cat to a narrow alley. This sort of place existed in our neighborhood? What is this place?
언제는 오실 겁니까?
Oh! I was unknowingly holding on to Lance's wrist tightly.
보통 여자들도 급하면 다들 이렇게 무식하게 잡고 뜁니까?
Yes, I think we do. Especially when we're under duress. I'm sorry. He's not offended, is he? But really, what is this place? Looking around, it didn't seem like such a friendly place. I saw eerie, weird shops at the end of the alley. Well, one of them is cherry, which I don't know if that means anything. Other than that, this looks fine. It's just a side alley. No, where's the cat? I trusted the cat and followed it here, but it was gone.
그랬구나.
Yeonho?
연우의 목소리가 맞습니다.
Yeonho.
정말 고양이가 길을 알고 있었군요.
아, 마스터. 그리고 란스.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God Yeonho's safe.
괜찮습니까?
I tried to gain control of my legs and stood up to avoid making Lance worry. I didn't want him to see my weak side here.
앞으로는 경솔하게 말도 없이 사라지는 일은 삼가하도록 하세요, 연호. 당신을 걱정하는 사람이 있으니까요.
아, 미안해요. 이 아이가 누군가를 찾고 있다고 간절히 도움을 요청하는 소리가 들려서 저도 모르게
아이?
이 고양이요. 잃어버린 주인을 간절히 찾고 있었어요.
What do you mean? You can understand cats?
네, 마스터. 저는 동물의 말을 알아들을 수 있어요.
고양이 주인을 찾아주기 위해 말도 없이 사라졌던 거군요.
미안해요. 하지만 주인을 꼭 찾아주고 싶었어요.
주인은 찾았습니까?
아니요, 그게...
그럼 버려진 거군요. 고양이를 놔주고 이제 집으로 가도록 하죠. 더 이상 시간 낭비를 하고 싶지 않습니다.
Yes, Lance. Let us abandon the abandoned cat. That's certainly not going to hurt it anymore.
아니요, 버려진 게 아니라...
Yeah, that's not what happened here. I'm just glad you're okay. For that short period of time, I was so worried that he had turned back into a doll or that he had gotten into an accident. Thank God he's safe.
일단 고양이는 접어두고 돌아가도록 하죠. 그래도 되겠습니까?
You're asking me, an animal lover, if it's okay to abandon a cat.
네, 일단 고양이에게 말은 해뒀으니까요.
It's amazing that he can talk with animals. Well, it depends, you know, it's basically just learning what each animal's body language usually means. I understand what my cats say, if you want to use that word. And since I discovered Yeonho through the cat, I should thank him too.
옐로우, 너 그런 능력도 가지고 있었구나. 고양이와 대화를 할 수 있다니 굉장하다. 역시 정의의 용사다워. 우린 선택받은 사람이라고. 그렇지, 정사령관?
글쎄, 선택을 받았는지 아닌지는 모르지만 확실히 특별한 재주야. 그래서 고양이가 찾던 사람은 만난 거야?
아니요, 그 아이 꽤 오랫동안 주인을 찾아다녔는데 만날 수가 없었대요.
Why not?
그게 지금은 만날 수 없는 곳에 있어요.
Translation, the owner is dead.
하지만 언젠가는 만날 수 있을 거예요. 그걸 고양이에게 전하고 싶었어요.
I understood what Yeonho was saying. The cat must have gone through something sad.
하지만 아무리 그래도 말도 없이 사라지는 건 앞으로는 조심해줘. 오너가 정말 걱정했다고.
앞으로는 간단히 사람을 시켜서 찾도록 해. 왜 다들 나서겠다고 호들갑인지 모르겠어. 이래서 젊은 것들이란 피곤해. 아휴.
나도 옐로우를 많이 걱정했지만 옐로우가 미안해하고 있는 것 같으니까 더 이상 뭐라고 하진 않을게.
야, 존!
Well, it's not somehow. I mean, you don't have a car that everyone used, so he probably just walked home and followed you. Did he come to see Yeonho? Anyway, did I just hear Yeonho call the cat something? Yeonho, what did you just say?
네?
You just called the cat something. Was it John?
아, 그거요? 저 아이 이름이 존이에요. 참 귀엽죠?
It was a cute name.
참고로 존은 애칭이고 원래 이름은 존슨이라고 해요.
What? Did he just say John? What?
존슨.
Yuri quickly covered Yeonho's mouth with his hands. I hope I heard wrong.
이런, 아직 이 귀여운 입에 담을 단어는 아니지. 조금 더 크고 난 후에 말해도 늦지 않아. 응? 어른이 되어서 말해도 늦지 않는다고. 여기서 어른이 되는 것이 어떤 의미냐면 말이지.
괜히 연우에게 이상한 거 가르치지 마십시오. 그런 건 그쪽이나 평생 말씀하시죠. 그보다 계속 그렇게 있다간 연우가 쓰러지고 말 겁니다.
Yeonho's face grew pale.
이런 실수.
Yuri immediately let Yeonho go, and finally he was able to breathe.
누가 지었는진 모르지만 센스가 최악이군요. 고양이에게 그런 이름을 붙이다니 말입니다.
Hey, if people name their cats something like Fluffles or Powder Puff, naming them Johnson is not that weird, okay?
그건 그렇네. 저렇게 작고 귀여운 고양이에게 붙여주기에는 다소 맞지 않는 이름이군.
Unless that's a very big kitten. I do not think it's a kitten from what I've seen in in Yuri's root of the cat.
분명 굉장히 이상한 취미를 가진 주인이었을 겁니다.
주인의 취향이 별나군.
왜 두 사람 다 나를 보는 거지? 난 주인이 아니야.
전 아무 말도 하지 않았습니다. 저한테 피해의식이라도 있으십니까?
뭐 유리라고 단정 짓는 건 성급한 판단일 수 있지. 그렇지만 놀라운 걸, 이 세상에 유리와 같은 종류의 별난 사람이 또 존재한다니 말이야.
한 사람도 벅찬데 또 존재한다니. 이 세상에 종말이 다가오나 보군요.
Beside Yuri, who suddenly became the cause for the end of the world, Red was standing still with his eyes open wide.
그런데 저기 말이야. 그 고양이 이름이 뭐가 어때서 그래? 예쁘잖아. 존슨. 난 어울리는 것 같은데.
Sometimes I think Red might be the most innocent soul out of all of us. It means his brain is that empty. I avoided Red's eyes, eagerly waiting for me to answer. I'm supposed to be the innocent girl here, so don't ask me. Well, the name's not exactly cute.
뭔데? 뭔데? 치사하게 너희들끼리만 알지 말고 나도 가르쳐줘.
저도 궁금해요. 존은 자기 이름이 무척 마음에 든다고 그랬거든요. 소중한 사람이 붙여준 거라고 하면서요. 존의 이름에 특별한 의미가 있나요? 무슨 뜻이에요, 마스터?
I desperately needed Tay's help. But Tay was avoiding my eyes. Damn it! Well, then I had no choice. I silently begged for help from Yuri.
그래, 너희들도 그런 것에 호기심을 보일 나이가 되었지. 어른이 되기 위한 첫 번째 계단을 오르려는 너희들을 보니 이 선생님은 기쁘기 그지없구나. 그래, 내가 가르쳐주지.
Lance suddenly came over and covered Yeonho's ears.
란스, 잠깐만요. 왜 귀를 막으시는 거예요? 그럼 제가 아무것도 안 들리...
길 한복판에서 들을 만한 내용이 아닙니다. 물론 집에 가서 들을 만한 내용도 아니고요. 거기 있는 빨간 머리도 그만두세요. 사람들이 쳐다봅니다. 모두 빨리 돌아가죠.
I know it's supposed to be fun and all, but come on. Johnson? That's not that horrible. I mean, at least it wasn't flat out called Dick.
그래, 언제까지나 이렇게 서 있을
Whatever.
수는 없잖아. 자, 얼른 들어가자고.
자기네끼리만 알겠다 이거지? 치사한 녀석들. 좋아, 오늘 집에 돌아가면 너희의 그 더러워진 마음을 내 노래로 정화시켜주겠어.
There seem to be so many songs and games I don't know about in Red's world. I had no idea what song he was talking about. Let's go home.
존을 이대로 길에 두고 가고 싶지 않아요. 저기 마스터, 이런 말을 하기에는 염치 없지만 혹시 존을 우리 집에 데려가면 안 될까요?
Of course you can! Bring in the kitty! Yeonho, I understand, but unfortunately I couldn't afford to have a cat in the house. Seriously? The house is already too small with 5 extra people, so it'll get crazy with a cat in it too. You know, Eri, I know that you're very obsessed with your dolls, and you are mentioned to, spend your money on taking care of them, with a new clothes and all that, but for one, they're humans now. Two, Yuri is apparently loaded with cash. And three, it's not that expensive to have a cat in the house. Like, I have 2 cats. Let's see. Pate for, wet food and dry food comes to about 12 euros for the dry food for an entire month, because the bag is, big enough for maybe 1 week. And the pate range, but is, let's say about another 8 euros for that in a month, which is 20 euros. And the litter box can actually go for like 1 or 2 weeks without being changed as long as you scoop things out, so that's about 25 euros in total, with the 5 euros for the litter in 1 month. That's not all that expensive, especially if you consider it being, smaller amounts of money over a course of a week into an entire month. Your excuse is shit to be very fast with this.
잘 가, 존.
I feel like I've committed a crime. You kind of have. An
그나저나
ethical one.
내일도 택시를 타고 가야 하나? 택시도 슬슬 질렸어. 다른 걸 타볼까?
당신이 뭘 타고 가든 알 바 아닙니다. 저는 버스를 이용할 겁니다.
Yuri should get used to the bus too. It's too expensive to take a cab every day. Unless we have a van or a limousine, we all have to take the bus. And besides, I still get worried when we go to school separately. Wouldn't it be better to go all together in the bus, though it's a bit uncomfortable?
리무진?
I sat down at my desk after coming home and washed. I habitually open my diary and think about what happened today. Today was a long day, too. Now let's see if we actually managed to go on to Lance's route. Thank God Yeonho is safe. I've been writing twice as much in my diary nowadays. My life has never been this full of bizarre events and accidents. My dolls have become human and are going to the academy with me, and they caught everyone's attention as soon as they entered. The past few days flashed through my mind, and my mind stopped while thinking about what happened today. Never before did I feel this happy and also this anxious. All done. And we avoided a game over, it seems. Good. Because if we didn't get enough points for someone, she would suddenly lose consciousness, and then you'd see the merry-go-round, and it'd be a game over. Should I go out and get some fresh air? You're out?
시간이 많이 늦었습니다.
I know, I just couldn't sleep.
그렇군요.
A lot of things happened today.
그랬죠.
I remember what Lance said to Yeonho earlier. That he doesn't need to hear about the word Johnson in the street. He told him to leave the abandoned cat there. I didn't say anything, but that bothered me a bit. I'm worried whether the cat will be okay. Alright. Since I see a lot of stars tonight, I should wish for the cat's happiness.
한심해 보입니다.
It's all good as long as I'm not embarrassed. What? I said I'm not embarrassed, but I'm slowly feeling ashamed. I hope the cat's happy. I hope you meet a new owner who lives a long life. Will Yeonho come and wake me up tomorrow morning? I remember Yeonho eating dinner, feeling sorry and sullen. I should be energetic and cheer him up tomorrow. How's the academy for you?
저기 부활동 말입니다.
Yes.
한번 시험 삼아 해보는 것도 좋을 것 같습니다.
Really? I was already wondering what he thought since he didn't seem so keen earlier. So, I was glad he brought it up first. And I was so glad that Lance took an interest in something by himself. You'll be good at anything.
당신은 긍정적이군요.
What?
최근 들어 당신은 많이 변했습니다.
I've changed?
우리들이 사람이 되면서부터 말입니다.
What was I like before? He must be talking about when he was still a doll. Come to think of it, you're the oldest doll. He's the oldest doll among all the ball-jointed dolls I have. At the same time, he's the only doll I bought before Grandpa died. You must remember Grandpa. Unlike all the other dolls. It was fun when he was still here. I felt people in the house like I do now. But ever since he died, I couldn't feel it. That's probably why I started talking to you. And then I bought more dolls into the house. I bought the dolls and started talking to them because I hated being alone in the huge empty house. After that, I greeted them and spent my days dressing them up. That was my life until about a fortnight ago. Now, I shudder at the thought of going back to my old life. To be honest, when Yeonho disappeared today, I was so scared. I thought he turned back into a doll. I didn't know before, but that scared me so much. I shuddered at just imagining it. Isn't it weird? Just a couple weeks ago you were all dolls. I've gotten so used to everything the past couple of days. You guys turning back into dolls, I don't like it now. I hate it. One day it might happen. Will you have to turn back into dolls one day? I feel nervous. I'm afraid I'll go through the same feelings I had when Grandpa died. When my family disappears, I'll be left in the empty house by myself again. The house will be quiet again. Yeonho won't come to wake me up, and Tae won't cook breakfast for me. Lance won't get mad, Yuri won't make jokes, and Red won't be running around like crazy. Even when I go to Bajul, I won't bring things back for someone the food reminded me of. Huh?
불안합니까? 그 사람이 그립습니까?
Yes. Yes, I miss him. I always brought him sweets, even while worrying about his health. I can't do that now. But now I can do it for you and all the other dolls. Bringing something back home for someone. It's the first time I did that since Grandpa died. So I was happy when I was saying I'll take it to go.
신기하군요. 당신을 이렇게 만질 수 있다는 것이 말입니다. 인형으로 돌아가 버리면 이런 일은 못하겠죠. 당신에게 무언가를 받는 일도, 마음에 드냐는 질문을 받는 일도, 당신에게 이렇게 이야기를 하는 일도요.
Is Lance feeling anxious too? The dolls may be the ones most scared to turn back to the way they were. What? I suddenly became strongly aware of Lance's hand on my cheeks. My face suddenly turned bright red. It's embarrassing.
왜 그러는 거죠?
Lance just touched me. His touch still lingered on my cheeks. Is it really nothing? Let's go in. It's cold. I stood up awkwardly and headed towards the front door. Ugh.
들어온 지 얼마 되지도 않았는데 벌써부터 농땡이라니 대담한걸?
아, 점장님, 농땡이라니. 아니에요. 잠시 생각 중이었는걸요.
Okay, that might be a translation issue because playing hooky usually implies that you're, staying away from work, right? So just gazing off shouldn't really count as playing hooky.
너도 할래?
아니요, 전 담배는 게다가 전 학생인데요.
내가 너한테 담배를 권할 만큼 썩지는 않았어.
아, 담배가 아니라 사탕이었어요?
금연 중이었거든. 그랬더니 이거 입이 심심해서 말이야. 그런데 이러다간 사탕 중독이 될 것 같아.
When my mother decided to stop smoking, she just stopped. Never had any problem with her mouth feeling empty or something like that.
골초라고 들은 것 같은데요. 이제 끊으시는 거예요?
끊어야지. 새 식구도 생겼으니까.
좋은 생각이십니다.
Yes, it's John. And he doesn't look anything like Yeonho, does he?
넌 네 집 고양이인지 모르겠지만 참 잘생겼다 임마.
둘이 아주 잘 어울려요.
그래? 집에 있는 나머지 두 마리가 들으면 이거 질투하겠는걸?
Yeah, give him a few days, they'll get used to its smell and all.
정말 카페에 둬도 돼요?
괜찮아. 고양이는 익숙하니까 말이야. 이제 와서 한 마리쯤 는다고 해도 별로 상관없지. 이상하게 난 고양이들에게 인기가 좋단 말이야. 집에 있는 두 마리도 처음엔 밥 얻어먹으러 다니다가 아예 눌러 앉아버린 거거든.
무리한 부탁을 드린 건 아닌가 걱정했는데 잘 받아주셔서 다행입니다.
부탁도 부탁 나름이어야지. 이렇게 귀여운 고양이를 누가 거절할 수 있겠어?
Exactly. It's a kitty.
근데 이 고양이 원래 주인은?
연호 말로는 만나고 싶지만 만날 수 없는 곳에 있다더군요. 점장님?
여기에서 마음 놓고 쉬어가면 좋겠군. 네 주인을 만날 때까진 말이야.
At least John is, fine. I actually think the chapter should stop soon and then we're going to be on Lance's route itself. But since we're like 49 minutes already, I'm just going to stop here and we'll see next time. So I'll see you then.